YouTube going live too and talk about money. I had an interesting higher self hypnosis session talking to the energy of money. So that's what I'm going to be covering tonight. I got YouTube going. I know it's not like the best recording over here, YouTube. Sorry guys. I just can't make it look great. My good camera is not working. Okay. Hello everyone. Hi Annie. Thank you for the rose. I want to talk about money tonight. And if you guys have any questions at all about higher self hypnosis, talking to your higher self, any questions about your higher self, just put them on my screen and I'm going to watch them as best as I can. Do I have my microphone on? I do. Can you guys on TikTok hear me okay? I hope. I had everything is energy. So I'm going to be about an hour tonight because I know it's kind of later in the evening than when I normally do these lives. So we're just going to go about an hour. I say that and then I end up talking for like 2 hours. But so I do a type of hypnosis called higher self hypnosis where I speak to my clients' higher selves. So first we look at a past life, then we look at what they do in between lives. And okay, good. You can hear me. Thanks guys for letting me know. Then I teach my clients how do you channel your higher self? Because your higher self is you. It's just you without all the drama and the trauma and the, I guess you would call them the negative things that have happened to you on the earth plane in this lifetime. So your higher self is you. It's just with you without an ego. So to the higher self, it's like if you want to say your higher self, it's almost like your GPS in the sky. So if you imagine something or someone that could give you direction for every question you have about your life, that would be your higher self. So, and it's like a GPS in the respect of if your higher self is like, just using the analogy of a GPS, your higher self is the you, again, without the ego, let's just say up in the spirit realm. And the best way, meaning the least painful way for you to go is, go up 2 blocks and turn right and then take your second left and then take your first right. But let's say you take a totally different direction. That's okay. Your higher self, just like a GPS, will re-navigate and bring you back on course the best it can. So to hear your higher self, you actually have to just learn how to quiet your mind. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, I have to sit in meditation for 2 hours. It doesn't even have to be that. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Bentinho Massaro. He's an amazing spiritual teacher. You can find him on YouTube, Bentinho Massaro. Hi, doll. But he leads people in this little exercise. And I do it whenever I can think of it. I think I did it 2 or 3 times today, where he tells you to just close your eyes for 2 to 5 seconds and then take a deep breath in and just feel your breath leaving the top of your head and just releasing every single thought and every connection you have. Oh, you're so welcome. She said, thank you for the email reminder. Release every single thought and care and concern and worry and just let go of everything. And that helps to kind of almost do like a reboot or a reset, like we would do on a computer, to get you thinking more about being in touch with your soul self, your higher self. So that's a really good exercise to do. But of course, meditation, almost everyone's higher self tells them they need to meditate. I don't think I've ever had a session where their higher self did not tell them to meditate. So meditation is the way you develop a connection with your spirit guides and with your higher self. And that's how you hear from your spirit team, how you hear from your higher self more, let's just say easier than with the monkey mind, the ego mind, just going all the time, because the mind just likes to try to problem solve and think about the past and worry about the future. So your higher self is the one that can see everything from a higher perspective and show you the best way to navigate your life. But again, it comes down to listening and being able to hear your higher self, which is you. It's the real you. It's the you without all the drama and the trauma and everything else. So I've done some sessions lately where let me start out by saying everything is energy. Everything is energy. And I know we've all heard that before, that everything is energy. That includes us. That includes, the chair you're sitting on, the car you're driving. Everything is energy. That includes money. Money is also energy, but so is sickness and disease is energy. So like in some of my higher self hypnosis sessions, like I did the other day, we actually talked to the energy of cancer, breast cancer that was in my client's body. So we asked it why it came to visit, what would have to happen for her to no longer be an energetic match, what was it there to teach her. You can talk to anything on an energetic level because it's just energy to energy. We're energy. That's energy. Everything's energy. So I have done some sessions recently where we spoke to the energy of money. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight. See if you guys find it as fascinating as I do. Zico said, can I do a session with you? Does it have to be in person? No, I do all of my sessions. You can do a session with me. I do all of my sessions online. They're done on WebEx, which is just like Zoom. So the only thing you have to do if you want to schedule a session with me is go to my website. There's a link in my bio, or you can go to wokelightworker.com and schedule a free 15-minute phone call with me. And that's where I make sure that it's going to be a good fit for you. So you have to be able to visualize or use your imagination. It doesn't have to be extensive and you go, oh, well, I kind of can, but I'm not sure. That's the kind of things that I talk to you about in the free consultation call. I want to make sure, because I'm not into taking people's money. So I want to make sure you're going to have an amazing session and that you have the time to commit to prepare for your session, because you do have to meditate every day for at least 15 minutes a day just to prepare yourself to get ready for a session with me. And this is instruction I have gotten from people's higher selves that have said, tell people to prepare with you by practicing meditating at least 15 minutes a day. And the other thing you have to do is you have to watch at least one of my full sessions on my YouTube channel. That's not so I can get more views. It's nothing to do with that. I want you to know exactly what you're getting into, what it's going to kind of look like and what it's going to kind of feel like, because I have about 10 or 11 full sessions on my YouTube channel. I have even more on my Patreon channel, fascinating ones on my Patreon channel. If you want to go over there to Woke Lightworker on patreon.com. But you have to watch a full session, the intake session and the actual hypnosis session, and then you have to practice meditating at least 15 minutes a day. And this is all to prepare you to have the very best higher self-hypnosis session that you possibly can. Celia, hi Celia. She's on TikTok and she said, I've done 3 sessions with Tracy. Best thing I've ever done. Yeah. Especially your last one, Celia. It was, so good. So good. Good answers, good direction. Like, wow. Getting answers on parent issues. Oh my gosh, guys. Like that's a big one. Healing from mom with stuff that you encountered with mom, healing from dad trauma, healing from, I had one the other day, healing from stepdad trauma. I'm just going to use the initials SA for that particular kind of abuse, the SEX abuse. Call it SA. A stepdad who did that for years for her and just got so much healing, and healing because mom didn't do anything, didn't leave him once she came forward as an adult and told mom that had happened when she was starting in 3rd grade. And why would mom do that? How could mom do that? We got so much insight about her mother. It was crazy. Oops, I meant to turn. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness. I have a light here I need to turn on. Shoot. Because I see it's kind of dark here. So I want to make sure that I have all the lighting that I possibly can for you guys. Okay. But she got a ton of healing for her from mom trauma and from stepdad trauma. So that was really awesome. Hold on. How past life knowing help with current life when by universe we are not supposed to remember? You can remember. It's not that we're not supposed to remember our past lives. You can remember. There's the Akashic Library, which is the big library. You call it a spiritual library, which has the book of your life and every other soul's lives in it, of all the lives that they've ever lived. And in the Akashic Library, if you know how to go into the Akashic Library, and there's a lot of Akashic Library readers, they can go in and just open your book and see what kind of lives you've had, what you've done. But when I do a session, I always say, show us a past life that is relevant to their current life in some way. So when I say relevant, I mean there's maybe a leftover lesson or some sort of message that's relevant to their current life, or maybe they're still resolving some sort of karma from another life. So, I mean, I hear lots of amazing reasons why my clients are shown a particular life and how it helps them in this lifetime. And guys, like I see a lot of people who have really happy, content past lives. Like the other day, this is an example of one of many. She was just a really poor, male. She was a he, and just lived this poor existence, but was so happy and so content. Just a really simple life, but had a lot of love with his mom and community and friends, and really content. And when they die in these lives, because we'll look at when you died in that life, because you did, then I ask, what do you think about that life? What do you think the lesson was in that life that we saw, that your higher self showed you? And a lot of times the answer is just to see that life doesn't have to be complicated, that you can be so content without having much of anything at all. You can just really be content and have a really good, rich life, even though you're not materially rich. So that's a big message in a lot of people's past lives, because they might be pursuing material things in this life, or their life is really complex and there's a lot of moving pieces. I mean, the society we live in today, there's so much, and, getting more and getting more and getting better and struggling just to survive. And so that's a really big message in a lot of these sessions. How do you know if someone is under? Because I've done over 1,000 sessions, so I can tell if someone is under or not. And I ask a lot of test questions to make sure that they're under. And I don't tell them it's an actual test question. It's a question I ask that I know the answer to, that they likely don't know the answer to. And so I ask a lot of those kind of test questions. And that's how I can verify that someone is actually under hypnosis. So good question. I've got to do this. How do I sign up? So you can go, if you want to do higher self hypnosis, we do past life regression with it. So you get to see a past life. In one of my types of sessions, we look at what do you do in between lives, which is super fun. And then we talk to your higher self. But you can go to my website, wokelightworker.com, and then schedule a free 15-minute phone call. And I verify that it's going to be a good fit for you. And then I put you on my calendar. So you can go to my website or go to my bio and click the link, book a session. Child of Entropy. Yes, I talked to you the other day. She has a session coming up. That's going to be, very interesting for sure. I thought about your call a couple times since we talked yesterday. Do you know what is COVID? Ask me again, New City of Peace. What do you mean? Do you know what is COVID? I want to know what you mean by that. But I have to be careful because I'm also recording on YouTube and they don't like that word. And they might take my video down and give me a strike on my channel. So I have to be careful talking about anything regarding the big sickness that started in 2020. I'm going to be starting what do they call it? A Rumble. I'm going to be starting a Rumble channel. I've got to find the time to get it up and running, because I'm telling you guys, I have got so much material that I cannot put on TikTok. I cannot put it on YouTube. I can't put it on Instagram because my channel will get taken down. Let's just say it's stuff people would call conspiracy theory, but this is stuff that many people's higher selves are saying. Keep in mind, these clients that I do higher self hypnosis with do not know each other. None of these people know each other. They don't even live in the same state. Some of them are overseas in other countries because they do this all over the world. And they're all saying the same thing about a lot of this conspiracy theory stuff. And when I go back and ask my clients once they're out of hypnosis and they're awake, I say, wow, Did you even know this or this or this? And a lot of times the clients are like, I didn't even know what that was. So this is definitely channeled information, and it's the same. And it's conspiracy theory stuff about kind of what's going on in the world, what's going on inner earth, who's living in inner earth, what's going on in there, who's really running the planet, why they're doing the things they're doing. And oh my gosh, you guys, I am going to do a live probably next week, maybe the week after, but I'm going to be doing a live on what this client's higher self said the other day about food. And I know we all know the food we eat is poisonous. Okay. But the way her higher self worded it was just so like, it really got to me more than anything else ever has about our food supply. And I instantly have changed, like in the last 2 days. I am not even remotely tempted to eat any junk food, like not even remotely after what her higher self said. So you guys are going to want to, if you're not on my email list, go to my website, wokelightworker.com, click contact me and get on my email list, because I always let you guys know when I'm going to go live. I always send an email out to tell you, hey, I'm going to be live in 30 minutes or I'm going to be live in an hour. Because that's one you definitely don't want to miss. That literally changed my entire eating. I ate a ginormous plate of veggies tonight. I usually do, but I usually add, candy and cookies and everything else in there, but no more. My word for 2024, guys, is discipline. I'm becoming very disciplined. But let me see what other kind of questions we got. And then I want to share with you guys what the higher self said about money. When will you have that channel available? Celia said, my Rumble channel. Yeah, I have a lot on my plate right now, Celia. So plus I'm trying to write this book. So I will email you guys and let you know on my email list when I have my Rumble channel up and running and ready to go. But it'll probably be in the next 2 to 3 months, because I'm doing all this on my own. I have to figure it out. I have to get it up. I have to record it. I'm trying to write a book. I'm doing sessions. I'm doing marketing. I'm doing lives. I'm making TikToks. Like, I have a lot going on. It's a one-woman operation here. And I have, all the administrative stuff and invoicing, and it's a lot. So I will get that out as soon as I can, though. So let's say in a few months. So let me see. Rumble. Dahl said, what is Rumble? Rumble, you can go look it up on Google. Rumble is like YouTube, but you can actually have freedom of speech. For now, you can have freedom of speech on there. Who knows? They were apparently offered. This is what I heard, guys. If you can check it and verify it, I don't really care. This is what I heard, that they were approached by Google, I believe, and asked to buy Rumble. And they said no. So until they offer such a high price that the people who started Rumble can't resist, it's free speech for now. It's not, they're not shutting us down talking about certain things. Like, I cannot talk about what's going on Inner Earth. I risk having my entire YouTube channel and my account on TikTok taken down if I talk about that. And that's just not a risk I want to take. So I have to go to Rumble to talk about those things. So does whether or not someone goes under hypnosis have to do with the quality of the hypnotherapist? So Elizabeth asked that. It actually can. It's how they prepare you to do hypnotherapy. It's how they prepare you. So like I said, in case anybody missed it, to prepare for one of my sessions, you have to be committed to meditating every day for at least 15 to 20, 30 minutes a day, because that trains your brain how to go into that slower theta brainwave state, which everyone goes into theta brainwave state when their brain slows down, when they're getting ready to sleep, and then they go into delta, which is sleep. And so everyone goes into theta. It's not some little woo-woo special brainwave state for hypnosis. Everyone goes in theta, but it's quieting your brain in hypnosis to get you kind of comfortable while you're awake, going into that relaxed, slower theta brainwave state. So that's why you practice that. And then the other thing you have to do a session with me is you have to watch at least one of my full sessions on my YouTube or Patreon channel, patreon.com/woke lightworker, to know what you're really getting into, what the session's going to look like, how it flows, how it goes. That answers a ton of your questions. And when you watch someone else's session, you're watching it going, wait a minute, if they can do this, I can do this. So it really boosts your confidence as well. And that's why, another reason why I want people to watch one of my full sessions before they do a session with me. So, and I channel my hypnotherapy sessions with my higher self. I have a mentoring program, you guys, where I have 3 ladies right now that I'm mentoring how to do what I do. And a huge focus of our training is learning how to be completely connected to your higher self so that you hear from your higher self, just like if it was a person standing next to you, talking to you, having a conversation. You have to clear so many blocks. You have to do so much healing that you are so in touch with your higher aspect, your higher self, which is you, that you can channel these sessions. So when I am working with someone, I don't even know where the next question's coming from or the next word out of my mouth, because it's not, like I would say, me talking. It's me, it's the higher self me, but I'm just channeling. And so that if I start to get in my head and think about it, like I literally just did now to prove it to myself, I kind of was like hesitating in my mind going, wait a minute, what do I say next? Because I don't even know what's going to come out of my mouth next doing this either. So I just connect with my higher self, and my higher self leads the hypnotherapy session. So it is so incredibly rare, so very, very rare at this stage in my career that I can't get someone to have a hypnotherapy session. Does it happen? Once in a great, great while, but it's only because in that case, they have majorly blocked it and they are really just convinced I can't go under. It's not going to work. I had a woman 2 days ago and she did one and she was like, it's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to go under. And, of course, I got all these thoughts in my head going, I wish she wouldn't say that, because I know she's going to try to block herself from going under now because she's got that mindset. So I tried to get her to see a past life, and she would start to see one and then she would stop herself and she would block herself. And then I'd lead her and get her relaxed again. And she'd start to see a past life and then she'd block herself and stop and go, nope, now I can't see anything. So she started crying and she's like, I knew it wasn't going to work. And she's such a doll. She might even be on here. I don't know. If you are, of course, I'm not going to say your name. But she was really frustrated and really sad because she thought, that's it. I blew my chance to talk to my higher self and get all these answers. And she was so sad and she was crying. And I said, oh, no, sweetie, lay down. We're not done yet. I've got more tricks up my sleeve than this. You're going to be fine. And then I did something, and I don't give away my trade secrets, guys, but I teach it in my mentoring program, but I call it my backdoor approach. And I led her in my backdoor approach, and she went right in and had an amazing session with her higher self. She didn't see a past life because she kept blocking herself, but we talked for a long time with her higher self, and she got so much healing, discovered that she was a really young soul. The emotions in the human experience were just really overwhelming for her. It was just really hard for her. It is really hard for her to just kind of manage all these emotions that just fly at you and, interfere in your day. So she got a ton of answers in her session and a ton of healing. And she felt so much lighter. And so anyway, long answer to your question. Does it depend on the quality of the hypnotherapist? It can. It just really depends. Like I said, I channel my higher self when I do it. Does anybody else who does it? Not that I know of, but I don't know everyone and I don't know every hypnotherapist. So I do train my mentees to do that also, if anybody's ever interested in my mentoring program, by the way, there's information on it on my website, wokelightworker.com. The prerequisites to doing my mentoring program and we talk about how do you build a business. I walk you through everything about building your business on the business side. We spend a lot of time on that. Like I said, tons of healing work and teaching you how to totally be channeling and connected to your higher self. And then of course the hypnotherapy part, right? How do you formulate questions and, the script and the tone and the inflection and, you do a lot of practice sessions too. But the prerequisite for being in my mentoring program is you have to do these 4 classes called Theta Healing. And if you've never heard of Theta Healing, it was developed by a woman named Vienna Steibel. You can actually look at her books on Amazon. Theta Healing, Theta, Theta Healing. And guys, I'm going to throw this out there because I didn't even think about this, but tomorrow night, Thursday night, that would be January 25th at what time are we starting? 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. If you want to come to get a taste of what Theta Healing is, I'm offering it for free. And I think I have 14 or 15 spots left to do the first 3 hours of Theta Healing for free to test it out. And then if you like it and decide, wow, I really think I want to continue with this training, you pay for the class before you can get, to the second night. And then it's Thursday night for 3 hours, this Friday night for 3 hours. And then it's 6 hours on Saturday and 6 hours on Sunday. So it's a little bit of a commitment, but it's called Theta Healing. And the reason I teach it and have it as a prerequisite, because it will change your life in terms of healing trauma, changing your belief systems like nothing else ever will, and completely getting you onto a completely different reality track. Like you're on a reality right now. Just imagine a train on a track. It will literally jump you over train tracks and get you on a completely different parallel reality than where you were headed had you not done the class. I did the class, and when I finished the first 4 levels, I said to myself, because I was already on my healing journey, I said, oh my gosh, I know for a fact that I literally got about what would have taken me on my own about 2 years to heal just from being in those 4 classes, because we do so much healing work in the class. And we learn about belief systems and why we hold beliefs and how to uproot them and throw them away and download better, higher ones to serve you where you want to be in life. You can heal mental, physical, emotional things, heal generational trauma. I mean, this is not a Theta Healing like webinar, so I'm not going to go into too much more, guys, but it is life changing. So you're going to have to email me, you guys, if you want to be in my class tomorrow. Again, it's at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific for 3 hours if you want to jump in the free class with me. The only thing you have to do, though, you have to go buy the Kindle book for Theta Healing on Amazon. I think it's on sale right now for like $7.86. But you have to buy the Kindle book to be in the class because we actually really use the book in class. And so you have to have the book. So you can join me for the first 3 hours if you want. Like I said, I think I have 14 or maybe 15 spots left. So if you're interested in that, email me at tracy@wokelightworker.com or go to wokelightworker.com and then just click the contact me page. And again, if you want to get on my email list to know when I'm going to go live, when my book is released, guys, I'm writing a book on how to have a pain-free labor and delivery. I'm so excited about it because I did it. I can't wait to get that book out and share with you guys so much healing for the baby in the womb, like the baby that's in your womb. We're going to do tons of healing work in the book on how to do that. All kinds of stuff about conscious parenting. And of course, how do you have a pain-free labor and delivery? How do you prepare yourself to have a pain-free labor and delivery? Because I'm telling you guys, there is nothing like it. Like I've had 5 kids that were painful, and I had 1 that was pain-free. And let me tell you, I wish I had done them all pain-free. That was amazing. So that book's going to be coming out, but I'm still in the process of writing it. So Let me look at some of the other questions, and then we're going to talk about money, you guys. Do I ever have celebrity clients? I never have. If anyone has a connection, you guys, you know what I have here? I have my manifestation list. I'm not going to tell you guys everything that's on my manifestation list. Okay. But I'm going to tell you one thing that's on my manifestation list. And it is to do a session with Reese Witherspoon. So if anybody has any connections to Reese Witherspoon, I don't know why. I just really want to do a session with Reese Witherspoon. I think that would be so cool. I absolutely adore her, love her, think it would be amazing. I'd sign 100 different privacy waivers just to do a session with her. Like, I would love to do that. That would be amazing. So how do you sign up for my free theta healing class tomorrow? You're going to just email me at tracy@wokelightworker.com and tell me, hey, I want to be in your free theta 3-hour intro class tomorrow. And then again, if you like it and you decide you want to go on to get into the class Friday evening and then Saturday for 6 hours and Sunday for 6 hours, that's when you'll have to pay before you can be in night number 2. But don't sign up if you really don't think you can be in the other nights or the other days, because I'm going to be offering it again, and I'll offer another free 3 hours. So leave it for somebody who actually can be there the whole weekend, just in case they want to. But it's life-changing. I have a free webinar. Guys, if you want to see more about theta healing, you can go to wokelightworker.com, and under courses, it says theta healing. There's a 30-minute webinar that I did live one time about what is theta healing and what can you do with theta healing. But you can also become a practitioner. So when you're done with these first 4 classes, you can continue practicing and do sessions with clients and start a business, a spiritual healing business. So, and I use theta healing inside of all of my hypnosis heavily. And that's how we do a lot of the trauma healing. The higher self does it. And that's why theta healing is a prerequisite for anyone who wants to mentor and be it's a paid mentoring program, but it's my mentoring program. So kind of off topic, but what sessions would you recommend for someone who feels stuck? So as far as sessions, I offer 2 types of sessions. I have a shorter session. It's 3 hours, start to finish. At the time this video is being made, not to say that my prices can't ever change, because they do. It's $389 for that one. And I'm getting emails already with people wanting to be in my free theta class tomorrow night. Yes, guys, I will be emailing you. Don't worry. But you have to go to Amazon and buy the Kindle book, Theta Healing. It's like almost like a purple with some orange, and I forget exactly what the cover looks like, but it's on sale right now for like $7.86 for the Kindle version. So go ahead and order that to have for class. But I'll email you with a link to that and all that. But what was I saying? Oh, okay. So $389, that's 3 hours start to finish. Then I have my traditional session, which is 6, sometimes longer hours, 6 to 7 hours long. It sounds long, but it goes really fast. But that is the session where I totally dig in and learn everything about your life, so that we can uncover all kinds of trauma and belief systems, so that you can get the most healing possible. And then we'll look at a past life. We'll look at a life in between lives when you were in the spirit realm. What'd you do? And then we'll talk to your higher self for a good couple hours. We'll talk to your higher self. And that one, at the time of this recording, is $725, I believe, $725. And so payment plans, I can tell you about payment plans, but before you can book a session, you have to have a free consultation call with me. And so you book it by going to my website, wokelightworker.com. But I also offer a lot of information. Guys, I have lives that are archived on my YouTube channel. You can learn a ton about what higher self teaches, what higher self says. I have so many videos on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram. You can find me on Instagram too, guys, under Woke Lightworker. And then I have so many on my TikTok. And I, again, will be starting a Rumble channel in the next few months, so that you guys can watch more of this spicy content that I can't put on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. the more conspiracy theory stuff. And I don't know if you guys know this, but February 9, 10, and 11 in Los Angeles, I did a TikTok about it. I'm going to be in Los Angeles. There is the Conscious Life Expo. I'm so excited. This is my third year going. They have so many amazing spiritual teachers and topics and a huge exhibition hall. And if you don't know who Bashar is, you got to look up Bashar. Bashar is going to be there. And the beautiful, wonderful, gorgeous Elizabeth April, who channels the Galactic Federation of Light. So you can look her up on YouTube. Also, if you've never heard of Elizabeth April or Bashar, they're going to be there. But I'm going to be there hanging out, going with one of my girlfriends from the Nashville area. And we're going to be going out and just getting inundated with all kinds of spiritual teaching. And it's conspiracy theory stuff, UFOs, aliens, ancient civilizations, the aliens who seeded planet Earth, why they did, what their kind of agenda is, all kinds of stuff. There's sound bath meditations, meditation, stuff on light code activations. I mean, you can go to consciouslifeexpo.com and look up the conference. You will see how incredibly much they have. But then also in May, you guys, I think it's like May 18 and 19, if that's a weekend, but look up Galactic Life Expo, I think the name of it is. It is the spiritual expo in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to be there too. Just as, a normal person walking around. I'm not going to do an exhibit booth or anything like that. I've talked at these things before. Not really my cup of tea to do that, but I like to go and learn and hear what other people have to say and decide if it's for me or not for me. And not everybody likes the same food, and that's fine. So, but you get to hear new ideas and learn new things. That's going to be fun. So you can put that on your calendar in May. Like, again, I think it's the 18 and 19 of May in Nashville, Tennessee, Galactic Life Expo. So if you guys want to go there, let me know if you're going to be there. I requested the Conscious Creators Path class, just waiting on the book from Amazon. Yay, Elizabeth. I'm planning on signing up for the mentorship program once I'm done with everything else on your website. Awesome. Yeah. So again, to do my mentorship program, you have to do the first 4 levels of theta healing, because we do so much work on ourselves in my mentoring program. So you can channel your higher self when you're doing sessions, and because you're going to use it so much with your clients. And it's another source of healing and income for you to also just be a theta healer if you want to, in addition to doing higher self hypnosis sessions. So kind of off topic. Okay, so hold on. How do we sign up? Let me see what else everybody else is saying. She hasn't talked about money yet. Yes, I'm going to talk about money in just a second. My internet was wonky. Okay, nope. I'm going to talk about money in just a second. Does language become a barrier once someone is under hypnosis? No, guys, I do sessions with people all over the world who don't speak English as their first language, and the sessions always happen in English. It's not even a big deal. The thing you need to know, though, is that when beliefs are being pulled, like to say, can you pull her belief that money is evil, let's say, and they have that belief and they want to get rid of it, I ask the higher self, can you pull that belief, send it to Creator's Light? But I would say, can you pull that belief in every language she learned that belief in? So maybe it's, Korean or German or whatever language she learned it in. I want the higher self to pull it in every language that person has ever spoken or learned it in. Can you write the name of your Kindle book here, or is there a link for it in your bio? If you, the Kindle book for the Theta Healing class, if you email me at tracy@wokelightworker.com and say, hey, I want to be in your free class tomorrow evening, Thursday evening, your free Theta Healing 3-hour class, I will send you a link to order it. But it's literally just called Theta Healing by Vienna Steibel. And it's not the blue cover. That's the old book. It's more like a purplish type cover. If you guys give me 1 second, I'm actually going to pull it up on my computer and tell you exactly what it says. Theta Healing. So you get the right book. I don't want you to order the blue one. That's the old one. It says Theta Healing, Introducing an Extraordinary energy healing modality. So that's what it says. And it's like purple, and it's got like this DNA symbol on the front, like the double helix. And it says Theta Healing, Introducing an Extraordinary Energy Healing Modality by Vienna Steibel. And that is the Kindle book that you're going to need for the class for tomorrow. So anyway, let me move on, see what other questions. Let me see. Yes, I contacted Boulder Psychic Institute. Great training. Boulder Psychic Institute, guys, if you look them up online, they are amazing. They have really inexpensive classes that will give you the basics. I mean, even if you've been in spirituality for a while, you haven't covered them like they cover them. It's amazing. And you learn how to do energy readings and stuff like that too. It's phenomenal. Like, I highly recommend. And you get to do their first class, the first night of their first class for free also, to see if you like it. And it's called Self-Healing 101 is their very first class. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend 101, 102, and 103. And they're super inexpensive. So highly recommend those. Let me see what else questions we've got before we start talking about money. Let me see. Let me see. Still do regressions. She is the best. Thank you for my guided healing, Tracy. Yeah, you're so welcome, Elizabeth. Okay, still do regressions. Yeah, so we do a past life regression. Then we look at what you do in between lives, and then you channel your higher self. If you do my condensed session, which is only 3 hours from start to finish, we look at a past life, and then we jump right into the higher self. We don't have time to look at what you do in between lives, but that's okay. We see a relevant past life that has a message for you now, some life, and then we talk to the higher self, and we can ask all kinds of questions about, did I choose my mom? Did I choose my dad? Did someone else? So I had a session yesterday, you guys, and when I asked, did she choose her mom? I think the answer was yes. Did she choose her dad? No. Did she choose her stepdad? I can't remember if the answer was yes or no, but some of them were yes and some of them were no. So there's a lot of coordination that goes on in the spirit realm between the lessons the other person needs to learn and what we want to learn. And so it's a lot of coordination between their teams and our teams and everything else in reality and existence. And so sometimes it's like, well, she's going to learn these lessons and this person needs to learn these lessons. So they would work really well together down on planet Earth. So we're going to pair them together. So while you didn't necessarily choose that particular soul to come down and be your dad, you needed a dad, obviously, and you needed a mom. And our soul has every opportunity to say, nope, I don't want that soul. But usually our souls just go, it's fine, whatever. I'm going to learn the lessons, and it doesn't matter who's mom and who's dad. I'm going to learn the same lessons anyway. So big deal. It doesn't really matter. I'm okay with whoever you choose, spirit team. So a lot of times it's like that. So even though a lot of people think we always choose our mom and we always choose our dad, that is not what I have seen in hundreds of sessions where I've asked that question. And so anyway, that tells you a little bit about it. Can you tell us what all the higher selves have been telling you about what's going on? What do you mean, Anne, by what's going on? What specifically? Oh, interesting. I always thought, how in the heck I picked such horrible parents. Believe it or not, guys, we do a lot of times specifically pick our parents, though. Not all the time. I would say it's literally about half and half. It's not always that we pick our parents. So, but we just are more interested on a soul level in our lessons than we are on who the soul is that's going to give it to us. Here's something, if you guys remember this, it'll change your life. Love the lesson, forgive the teacher, right? Love the lesson, forgive the teacher. Because that teacher, let's just say it's mom, you could have had any mom. You could have had any one of a gazillion different souls be your mom. It doesn't matter. You still would have gotten the same lesson. So why does it matter who this particular soul is that is your mom? Because it doesn't matter who it was, you would have gotten the same lesson. And you got the lesson you did because it's part of your soul plan. And so when we live from our lower self, from a lower perspective, we can't see how everything happens for us. We can think sometimes when we're in our ego, in our lower self, that everything is happening to us. And so that's why if you can learn how to do anything, you guys, it's learning how to live as and be connected to your higher self. You will have so much more peace, so much more understanding, so much more insight and wisdom. And you will be more humble and take direction from your higher self and your spirit team rather than thinking, oh, I've got to do it this way, or I'm not going to forgive you because you weren't the best mom that you should have been or you could have been, instead of seeing it from a higher self perspective. Yesterday, I did a session. You guys, I'm going to tell you this. I did a session yesterday, and she was just beside herself and angry with her mother and very hurt, resentful, hurt, felt betrayed by her mom because her stepfather, I told you, I'm not going to use the word sex abuse, since she was in third grade, her stepfather. Her mother, she doesn't know if her mother actually knew it was going on or not. But when she told her mother, when she was an adult, she told her mother, this is what he did to me and my sister. And the stepfather admitted it and said, yes, I did. And not only did I do it to these two girls that are yours, I did it to my own daughters too. He admitted it. The mother chose to stay with him and not come to the aid or give any support or anything to the daughters who had gone through these years of SA. She was very devastated and very crushed by this, like really crushed by this, and said, how could a mom do that to her own daughter and not be there for her own daughter? How could she choose a man like that over her daughter? And when she was under higher self hypnosis and got to see from a higher perspective, from her higher self perspective, it was like a huge light bulb went off in her head. And she said, oh my gosh, she's empty. She said, my mom is empty. Like, you cannot pour anything out of an empty cup. She always wondered why her mom didn't love her. Like, she was never there for her, never showed her love, support, nothing. And she literally got to see from the eyes of her higher self that her mom was completely empty. And it gave her such compassion for her mom that she never had before, because she was not looking at her mom from a higher perspective. She was just looking at it from her lower perspective, from her ego self, going, how could a mom do that? You know, our judgmental self, that's wrong. This is right. That's wrong. Oh, thank you for the rose, Elizabeth. And so being able to see, and that's just an example, you guys, being able to see from the perspective of your higher self is life changing. It's life changing. I mean, you just can't imagine the peace you can have in your life if you learn how to live as your higher self. Like, you just can't imagine. Oh, Pyra, you're on YouTube. What do you mean? What email said 7 p.m. Eastern? Are you talking? Oh, shoot. Are you talking about the email saying I was going to be live? What email are you talking about, Pyra? The Theta Healing. Okay. You know what, guys? Let me check my email to see what time Theta Healing is, because it might be at 7 o'clock Eastern. Let me look. Theta Healing. Because if you're coming to my free class tomorrow night, again, you have to email me, Tracy@wokelightworker.com, and tell me you want to come. And oh my gosh, thank you, Pyra. You're right. Okay. To anybody I said this to, it's at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Pacific. I am so sorry because it's 3 hours long, because I wanted to make it not too late for the people on the East Coast, because they're not going to get done till 10 o'clock at night. I didn't want them to have to go until 11 o'clock at night. So again, if you're planning on joining me tomorrow for Theta Healing, day evening number 1, it's for 3 hours. So you can test it out, see if you want to join for Friday evening and then Saturday and Sunday. Theta Healing is at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow evening, Thursday evening, January 25th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Pacific, and it's for 3 hours. And the only prerequisite is you have to buy your own Kindle version of the Theta Healing book. But if you email me, I'll send you a link. You'll have all the information you need, class start times, everything. Saturday and Sunday, the class is 6 hours. So you'd have to be there if you're going to pay and do the whole weekend. Saturday and Sunday, it starts at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central, 9 a.m. Mountain, and 8 a.m. Pacific. So 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, and it's for 6 hours, Saturday and Sunday. Okay. But all that information will be in the email that I send to you. Now for the subsequent classes, because there's 4 classes total that you want to take kind of back to back, because that's how you're actually going to learn how to do Theta Healing for yourself or anyone else. I'm going to get with everyone who is taking level 1, the first class with me, and we're going to find dates to make the second, third, and fourth classes work, because I want it to work for everyone. And so, yeah, you might have to change your schedule around a little bit, because we're all going to have to work together, but we're going to make it work for everyone who wants to continue level 2, 3, and 4. So I have some dates on my website, but they're not set in stone. So let's talk about money, you guys. I know I got kind of off track. What I understand from her being empty is that in this life, she has not developed compassion. Okay, so Louise, as far as the mom being empty, she literally was just like an empty shell. Yeah, no compassion. She didn't have the ability to love. And so my client was expecting her mother to be able to love her like a mother, quote unquote, should, but her mother doesn't have the ability. She doesn't know what love is. She's never experienced love in this lifetime. She was traumatized as a child, and she's literally like an empty shell of a person. And so basically an empty cup. And you have an empty cup and you pour it upside down, nothing comes out. Like you can't get anything from it. So what I did instead for my client, among some other healing that I asked her higher self for, was we downloaded Creator's definition of Divine Mother God into her, and then downloaded in her all of the love and acceptance and nurturance and protection that Divine Mother God provides that she didn't get from her earthly mother. And then I said, can you download that into her now so she can feel it, so she can have that in her? Tell us what that looks like as you do it, and then let us know if her body accepted and appreciated that Divine Mother love definition. And the answer was yes, she really did appreciate it. It gave her a ton of healing. So blessings of love and light, sweet dreams. Oh, good night, Elizabeth. I know it's getting late, guys. Okay, let me talk quickly about money, okay? So everything is energy, you guys. So you can talk to anything. Like I said, in some of my sessions, we'll talk to cancer, we'll talk to this, or we'll talk to that disease. But we'll also ask if the client has issues with money, which is a lot of people. What is blocking? Like, what is the block? What's the money block? What does money say? If we ask money, what would money say is my issue with money? Okay. I would love to get a download of motherly love. Okay. Everybody close your eyes. I think everybody might be able to do this. Okay. Do this, guys. Close your eyes if you're able, if you're not driving. Okay. If you're driving, just listen up and you can just receive it too. So this is an example of a download from Theta Healing. So close your eyes. Just focus on your heart space and imagine that you're fully connected with the spirit realm. And I'm going to ask you all now, I'm going to ask Creator God to give you a download. And when I say that ask Creator to give you the download, just envision in your mind what it looks like or what it feels like for you to receive this download. Okay. So you want to witness it with feeling and or a visual to see it actually being downloaded in you. Okay. So creator of all that is, it is requested that everyone who's listening to this broadcast right now, who wants to receive this download, be given creator's definition and perspective of divine Mother God, to download into them all of the love and nurturance and support and protection the divine Mother God provides that they maybe didn't receive from their earthly mother. And I ask Creator God that would be downloaded into them, that you would help them to feel it in their body and to witness it in their mind. And thank you so much for downloading it into them now. It is done. It is done. It is done. And let us see it now. And so now you just visualize it, imagine it, whatever it looks like. Use your imagination, guys. Feel it in your body just for a moment. What does that feel like? I don't know if anyone felt anything or saw anything. If you're still feeling it, go ahead. Just keep feeling it while I'm talking. um, but yeah, that's an example. And we do lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of downloads in the second Theta Healing class, guys. By the way, you will be getting hundreds of downloads in the advanced Theta Healing class, which is class number 2, a ton of downloads. Oh, Yvette said, wow, thank you. Calm. Got a little emotional. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, well, we don't want to leave dads out. So guys, if you feel like you want Creator's definition of divine Father God, if you didn't have a loving, supportive father, go ahead and close your eyes now. Again, feel yourself focusing on your heart space, connected to your higher self, and creator of all that is. It is commanded or requested for anyone who's listening that says yes in their mind to wanting this download, that it be given to them. If you could download in them creator's definition and perspective of divine Father God, and download in them all of the love, the protection, the support, the encouragement, the guidance, the direction and wisdom that divine Father God can provide to them in their life that they maybe didn't receive from their earthly father. And help them to envision what that looks like now and to feel that download in their body as they receive it from you now. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Show us. Now go ahead and feel and witness what that download looks like, you guys. I'll be quiet for just a minute. Wasn't that good? That's a good one too, right? Divine Father God. I like that one. So yeah, that's an example of downloads you can get in Theta Healing. Okay, so this is the question when we talk about money, you guys. Gold glitter that comes down in wavy lines and tingly, said Pyra on YouTube. I love it. I love it. That's what it looked like. Yeah. It can look like anything, and there's no wrong answer. It can feel like anything. It can look like anything. It's just the act of visualizing it or feeling it that makes it actually happen and real to you. We're energy, guys. We're energy. Okay. So this is what I asked my client's higher self. This was a session. Can we channel the energy of money and ask money, what does she need to do to attract more of you and keep you around longer? This is what money said to this particular client. Stop chasing me. Chasing is a desperate energy. It's like a needy, graspy, desperate energy. And so money said, stop chasing me. And then I said, what does it look like to not do that? Like, how do you not chase money? Her higher self said, you don't chase your friends. So think about when you were on the playground in second grade and you were chasing that boy around school and you feel like you could never reach him. She liked chasing him and never caught him, and he would always run away. And that is like her relationship now with money. And with her best friend, she does not have to chase her best friend or anything that is actually meant for her. So there is this belief that she needs to chase money. Let me see. Part is the addiction to the chase, the drama. Ooh, did you hear that, guys? The addiction to the chase. So if we were in theta healing right now, I'd say energy test yourself, because we do lots of energy testing in there. Energy test yourself to see if you have an addiction to chasing money. Ooh, that'd be a good one. And if the answer is yes, in theta healing, we would find out why you are addicted to chasing money and what needs to happen in order for you to resolve that or get over or heal so you don't have a need for that addiction. It's like any addiction, right? Like an addiction to drugs or alcohol. Like you're addicted to it. You're getting something from it. Is it the thrill of the chase? What is it? So her higher self said she has an addiction to chasing money and to the drama. She is giving money too much credit. You give me too much credit to fix all your life problems when I don't hold the key to that. Right? Let me say that again, right? You give me too much credit to fix all your life problems when I don't hold the key to that. So money said in this session, I don't hold the key to fix all your life problems. I help with things like basic necessities, and I am not the answer to all of life's problems. And you are putting me on a pedestal that I hold the key to all of life's problems, and I cannot live up to that. You are giving me, money, way too much power. I don't like to go places where, and then it kind of cut off and said, that's why I am in and out of your life. Wow. Isn't that amazing? And I said, you don't like to go what places? And her higher self said, I don't like to stay with people or places that give me that kind of power or responsibility over their lives, like she's doing. So money said, I don't like that. So if we put money up on a pedestal and treat money like money is the answer to all of our problems, money says, I don't like having that kind of power or responsibility because that's not what I'm about. I'm just here for basic necessities, not to be put on a pedestal and fix all your problems. So I don't like to stay there because that's not what I'm about. Like, I don't like that energy. Wow. Isn't that amazing, guys? Woo, that's a big one, right? Okay. And then I said, what would it take to keep you around longer? I asked money, what would it take to keep you around longer? And money said, treat me like a friend, responsibly. Don't clutch on to me and don't let me control her entire life. I understand I am necessary for her to live, but there are other sources of abundance. But she ignores everything else, all these other sources of abundance, she ignores them and just focuses on me. I am her sole focus, her sole obsession. And that is not good for her spiritual journey or good for her on any level. Is anyone as blown away by this as I am? Isn't this awesome? This is amazing. So then I then asked my client's higher self and money if it would also like to answer this question. What would it take for, let's just call her Susan, okay? What would it take for Susan to explode in her ability to become successful while carrying out her blueprint or her purpose? And her higher self said, we have told her this so many times, her team and I, and she seems to not listen to this part, but it's about play. She keeps doing things to make money, and this is her not understanding and listening to the lessons. She is not understanding the frequency and vibration. She keeps doing things in order to get money. And so money and people and love, everything it follows, the frequency of fun and playfulness and light-heartedness and creativity. We have told her so many times. It has to do with her trauma of not being able to fully play. She does not trust that if she allows herself to play and create from a place of fun, that money will fly to her. She doesn't trust that because she wants external validation and wants to see results before she does the work of having fun and creating from a place of play. She has forgotten how to play. We just gave her an idea of how to go play for the next few weeks or months. So in her case, she has forgotten how to play. Now, I hear this in a lot of my sessions, guys, that we all take life way too seriously. And we don't have enough play in our lives, enough fun, enough creativity, and enough play. And we're supposed to have more of that in our lives. And then her higher self said money will fly to her if she does it from a place of fun and lightheartedness and creativity and stop chasing it. So to reiterate again what her higher self said, money said, stop chasing me. You don't chase your friends. I am her sole focus. She puts me on a pedestal. She thinks I hold the key to all of her life problems. I don't like to stay with people or places that give me that kind of power and responsibility over their lives. Treat me like a friend. Don't clutch me. Don't think that everything is dependent on me, that my whole life, your whole life depends on having money. There's other sources of abundance, not just me. And add more play and creativity into your life and watch the money fly in. Okay? Isn't that interesting? Everybody like that? Yes, now I'm thinking what I'm doing addictively to not get for my basic needs. Okay. So that was one person's higher self. Let me read the next one, you guys. Let me see. This person's higher self said, understand that money is a friend. And you can actually talk to money. You can discuss with it, just like I'm doing in my sessions, right? You guys, to meet with anyone, any energy, any person, any disease, any sickness, everything is energy. You can do this quick, simple exercise. I teach people how to do this. You just imagine yourself going, let's just say, into an empty room, let's just say in the spirit realm. Imagine yourself going in there and just the two of you. So let's say it's you and money across from each other, and just start having an open heart conversation with money. And just say, I'm really just trying to figure out, what am I doing that's keeping you at bay? But the key, oops, my dog's barking, sorry. The key is you have to trust what you're hearing, and you have to be willing to be open to hearing and use your imagination and not doubt what you're hearing. Because if you doubt it, you're just going to shut it down and you're going to close the meeting room. Okay. So you have to get to a point where you can actually trust what you hear and just go with your imagination and say, you know what? I'm just going to make this all up. I give myself permission to completely make up this whole conversation. And who cares? You're not hurting anyone, right? You're not hurting anyone. Even if you feel like, oh, I'm just making up this conversation. There's my husky. Everybody on YouTube can see. Anyway, so her higher self said, ask me to come, welcome me as a gift, and understand that I am a friend and you can discuss things with me. Be happy about it. And also buy yourself some nice things. That's what her higher self said. Now, this is another client's higher self hypnosis session, and everyone gets slightly different answers. See, everyone's getting a little bit different answers because everyone has a different relationship with money. Think of a person in your life, your dad. Think of your dad. Not everyone has the same relationship with your dad that you do. His coworkers have a completely different relationship. His boss, his wife, his brothers, his sisters, his cousins, his aunts, his uncles, acquaintances, your other siblings. Everyone has a completely different relationship with your dad. All relationships are different. So depending on your relationship with money, you're going to hear something that's unique to you when you have a conversation with money, whether you do it, stop it, whether you do it in a higher self hypnosis session or you do it talking in a spiritual meeting room with money yourself. Okay. So let me see. What has someone else has said? This is, there's my daughter. Okay. So I said, can we speak to the energy of money? Money, what would need to happen in order for, let's call her Mary, in order for Mary to attract more of you while working less so she can have more freedom in her life to do things and go places? Higher self said, money. Money said, money is a facade. Money is just used to exchange services and appreciation, which this can also be done energetically. Once it is done energetically, it will then be displayed in the physical. So it's the energy that she needs to allow, along with the abundance of everything else, and allow the energy of money to flow with abundant energy in and out of her body, flowing in and flowing out, right? And then I said, what does that look like? Her higher self said, gratitude. When she receives gifts and when she has the intention of giving back to others, there's a natural flow of abundance and accepting your value of who you are and what you give, and accepting others' value and what they give, and having that natural flow and balance of give and take, and to enjoy her freedom that she will have with this abundance that's coming in. So it can start with gratitude for abundance in other areas of your life. You know, what you think about, you bring about, and what you focus on expands. So if you're focusing on other areas in your life where you have an abundance, and I probably wouldn't focus on, I have an abundance of problems. This is amazing, right? But focus on other areas where you do have abundance of things you really like. I have an abundance of love from my children. Oh my gosh, that's me personally. I focus on my abundance of love from my kids all the time. I probably need 20 toes and fingers to count all the times my children tell me every single day how amazing I am. I mean, my kids love me. And so I have an abundance of love from my children. And if I were to focus, and I do focus on all the gratitude I feel from having such an abundance of love from my children, I'm going to get more abundance in my life. I'm going to probably get more of that abundance, but I'm going to attract just the energy of abundance, which includes financial abundance. And I'll be attracting more abundance. So if we can just do one thing, if you get one takeaway from this whole conversation, what are 1, 2, even 3 areas that you are abundant in your life that you can focus on and really give some time feeling a grateful heart and thanking the Creator, thanking the universe for giving you that abundance? Whether it's an abundance of friends, an abundance of security in your job, an abundance of personal material possessions in your home. Maybe it's an abundance of gas in your car. Maybe it's an abundance of food in your cabinets or your refrigerator. Lord knows I've got plenty of that because I'm a food hoarder. I think I had problems in a past life starving because I've always been a food hoarder. Um, so maybe you've got an abundance of food. Maybe you've got an abundance of connections in your business. Maybe you've got an abundance of ideas and creativity. Maybe you've got an abundance of talent. Maybe you're like this incredible artist or musician or singer, and you've got an abundance of talent in something. Focus on the abundance that you have and really amp up that gratitude so it works like a magnet to attract more abundance to you. Okay. Javon asked, have you ever heard anything about mermaids in one of your sessions? The answer is yes, I have. Yes, I think I've had like 2 or 3 sessions where my clients had past lives as mermaids. So that was super cool. It was super cool. But I can't remember what they said because they were a while ago. So I can't remember. But yeah, I absolutely have. I've seen it all, guys. Like not at all, but I've had seen past live sessions where the client was a honeybee. Oh my God, she had the best life. She loved being a honeybee. I've had a couple sessions where the client was a Bigfoot. I've had a few sessions now where the client was a bear, right? A bear. What else? I've had lots of different ones. So, a lot of Native American past lives, lots of those. Those are always interesting. Okay, let's keep talking about money though. Hello from Ottawa, Canada. Hi, Hyro. Thank you. Do you know how many lives you have lived? Oh gosh, I think I have lived more than I could even imagine. Guys, I did a session with a woman the other night. Her higher self said that she has lived more than 100,000 lives. Is that mind blowing? 100,000, more than 100,000 lives. Not all as humans. Some are on other planets. Some were as other animals. She was lived as some small animals. Many were as humans, but she's had over 100,000 lives. And Earth is not her favorite planet, but she comes to Earth a lot because it's a school and she likes Earth school because the lessons come hard and quick and fast. And so if you need to go somewhere, it's almost like, you guys, when you go to college, they have the full semester class and then they have the condensed 8-week summer class, and you do an entire semester in 8 weeks. It's super condensed and like goes really hard and fast. That's Earth school. And so in terms of a soul wanting to learn, like I really want to learn forgiveness and compassion. Let's just say they want to learn forgiveness and compassion. They're like, I'm totally going to Earth school because like I can quickly learn compassion and forgiveness. It doesn't feel quick to us, but to the soul, it's very quick because we have all of eternity. So it seems very, very quick. So yeah, that's why she comes to Earth so much, is because she gets her lessons quick. Okay, so going back to money, gratitude again. Remember, if you can grab onto anything, find things in your life that you have an abundance of. Think about how grateful you are for those things that you are abundant in, whether it's talent or gas in your car or food in your cabinets, or love from your kids or your husband or whatever it is. Focus on that gratitude because that's an energy and that's a high frequency energy. That gratitude is a high frequency. And it's almost like a beacon that sends an energetic signal out to the universe that you are emitting the signal of gratitude out into the universe. And so other things that have to do with abundance will start being attracted to you because it will match that energetic signal that you're grateful for the abundance that you have in your life. And it's going to be just like a magnet. So again, if you take anything out of this, write it down. Guys, I have my note cards here. I told you I have my manifestation list and I keep it in front of me on my computer all the time. And write it down. Keep it in front of you. Write it on your hand. Put it on your phone. Put it on your screensaver, whatever it is. Okay, so her higher self then said, I said, does she have any money blocks or beliefs or programs that are impacting her ability to attract abundance in order to have more freedom? And if yes, what are those programs and what can be done to remove them? Her higher self said, and this is a belief, she was always taught that you have to work hard for your money, that nothing is given to you, and that you have to work, and that you get what you work for. And the harder you work, the more you get, which is not true. That's what money told her, which is not true. So these beliefs, money said, are false. You have to work hard for your money. Nothing is given to you. And you get what you work for. And the harder you work, the more you get. And money told her it's not true. So again, it's the energy flow. And we can remove this program from her. It's going to be pulled from her energy field. We're going to send it to Creator's Light. With the returning of unconditional source energy of abundance and financial freedom to fully enjoy, and the knowing that the work is not what it takes. It is the intention and the energy flow of money. I'll read that again. It's the intention and the energy flow of money. It has nothing to do with work. That is a matrix program. Why is that a matrix program? Because the matrix is all about keeping us enslaved, working. That's what school does. It teaches you how to be a good worker, right? Work so you can pay taxes so the people who run the planet can siphon off all that money from your taxes. Yeah, they'll give you a few roads and things like that to keep you happy, right? But how many times have we heard about, so many trillions of dollars just went missing. We have no idea where it went, right? Siphoning money off the backs of the workers. So we're taught and programmed on this planet to believe that it comes from work. And the more you work, the more you're going to get, right? Because the more you work, the more taxes you have to pay too, don't you? Usually, right? So her higher self said, like a magnet coming into her life, it's the energy flow of money. And I said, would this person benefit to have you align her energetic frequency to that of financial abundance? And her higher self said, yes, again, I'm just increasing the frequency of the give and take, the flow. It's a constant flow. It's nothing to hold on to. So when we hoard, I've heard many times in my sessions, when we hoard money and hold on to it, we're actually stagnating money. But yeah, it's not unwise to say. The higher self says, yes, absolutely. But it's the hoarding. It's the energy behind the hoarding of money that causes it to stagnate in our lives. And again, the desperate chasing of money, that's a desperation. That's a desperate energy. Money is not interested in being around for that. And then also the hoarding, the stagnation of it, because money is an energy and energy likes to flow. Okay, so this is the second or third person's higher self now, just from this, that talked about money needs to flow. It's bringing money in and also letting go and sitting back and relaxing and allowing and not working so hard, just allowing that vibration, that frequency of money to come in. So guys, it's creating an environment, a welcoming environment of a frequency where money wants to be. And if we go up to that first session that I read, money said it wants to be treated like a friend. You don't chase your friends, right? Um, Money doesn't want to be put on a pedestal, doesn't want to be given responsibility for being the answer to all of your problems. That would be almost like, imagine this, you guys, if you started dating a guy and you looked at him and said, "Oh my gosh, you're the answer to all of my problems. I'm so glad you came into my life." And you literally just clung on to this man or this woman like, "Oh, you are the answer to all of my problems." And you literally just chased them. I mean, we all know what would happen. They would run the other direction so fast, you would never be able to catch them. They'd be like, "Oh my gosh, this woman or this man is completely desperate and I want nothing to do with them." They would totally run the other direction. They do not want to be the answer to all of your problems. They do not want to have that responsibility put on them at all. So think of it like that. If you're treating money like that, even a belief in the back of your mind, "Oh, if I could just have money, it would solve all of my problems." Maybe bring that belief from the back of your mind up to the front and shine a light on it and go, "Wow, I think I really do have that belief and that mindset. Wow, let me work on changing this. How do I make money my friend and be all about the flow, the back and forth, the in and out, and expressing gratitude for all the abundance that I do have to create that frequency that's welcoming to financial abundance instead of that desperate chasing any energy. It's that gratitude and like, yes, I'm open to abundance. I've already got abundance. Look at abundance. I love abundance, but not just faking it. Even if you have to fake it till you make it, but you got to get to the place where you actually truly believe that, because you can't lie to a frequency. You can try to trick it with your conscious mind, but it's not going to work because energy is energy and it's a frequency and you can't fake a frequency. Worthy of it for me. It all works out somehow. When I do my finances and I see we don't have enough, I always say everything will just be just fine. Exactly. Trusting, right? And then I would say focusing on what is all the abundance we do have. Let's focus on that instead of, oh, there's not enough money at the end of the month. What is all the things that we do have to be grateful for, that we have in abundance, right? Worthiness, that can be a really big thing, guys, and that's you working on your worthiness, that you're worthy of money. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a really interesting one. Let me see. Did I get through all those sessions? Because I'm saving the biggest one for the last. Let me see. Oh, here's one. This was from August of 2022. A lot of people have an issue with feeling deserving or worthy of abundance, don't they? I said. The higher self said, yes. I said, why is that? Is that a program? And her higher self said, money has been looked at as the harder you work, the more you deserve to have the money. That's a program. Okay. So, like I told you guys earlier in this, and I'm sorry if you're just jumping on and you missed it, but in Theta Healing, again, I have that free class tomorrow night. If you guys want to learn more about it, you can email me at tracy@wokelightworker.com. It's tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. But in Theta Healing, we would look at pulling all of these programs out of you, because we are holding so many programs that we just don't even know we're holding, yet they're creating our reality. And so a big program that most people have, which is not true, but it's a program. And so since most people have it, we think it must be true. Thank you, Benny, for the rose. That we think it must be true is the harder you work, the more you deserve money. Right? So her higher self said, people will run themselves ragged working and find out they still don't have enough money. So then they blame themselves like, well, I didn't deserve to have the money. But that's not true. Abundance is our birthright. This is what her higher self said. It's like air. We all deserve air. Wow, right? We all deserve air. We all have it. It's here. We can all just take a deep breath and fill our lungs with air. But we have to release it too, right? We breathe the air in and then we exhale air out. Money likes to flow. So I don't know the exact wording, but I've heard it before. Some people use it. My son uses it whenever he spends money. He thanks the universe for having the money to be able to spend and ask it to flow into the universe and flow into the business and into the society and into the community and into the planet to bless others. And he just blesses the money, setting the intention that it will be able to just flow and bless many people. So every time you spend money, even if you're paying an online bill, you can do that. Just set the intention, gratitude first. Yes, so thankful I had this money to pay this obligation or buy this food or pay my car payment. And I asked that this money would just go and bless many people as I put it out there into the system, into the financial system, right? Great job. You've gone, let me see. Some programs aren't even ours. Exactly. Most of the programs we have, guys, are not even ours. But that's another whole thing. That's a bunny trail. But yeah, we can pull a lot of programs that don't belong to us. So again, this person's higher self said, money has been looked at as the harder you work, the more you deserve to have money. People run themselves ragged and find they still don't have enough money. They blame themselves like, oh, I guess I didn't deserve to have money. But abundance is your birthright. It's like air. We all deserve air. We all have it. It's there. Air is right there. We take a deep breath in, then we exhale. Money likes to flow. So this is now what the fourth person's higher self I've just read that talked about money wanting to flow, right? So not chasing it and not hoarding it. Flow, letting money flow. And I said, what is a better mindset that is more attractive to money instead of believing that you have to work hard to have more? And her higher self said, feel what it is like to be abundant with money. Not just words, not just thoughts. Physically feel. Physically feel the joy of what it is like to have an abundance of me because it's fun. When you tie negative emotions to money, I don't want to stick around. Hear it again, grateful. Be grateful for every exchange of me. Acknowledge every single exchange. Wow. Okay. I didn't even read that when I just said what I said a little bit ago. When you go to spend money, acknowledge money. Thank you for being here so I can pay my car payment and have this car to drive around. Thank you. I bless you to go bless everyone and flow and bring abundance to everyone in the planet. Maybe having that attitude every time, right? Cosmo Dog said, that's awesome. I think I'm going to start doing that. Nicole said, yeah, me too. Guys, I'm sitting here talking to myself too. I might as well literally be just talking to myself because I'm going to do this too. Yep, I started quietly quitting at my job because I was suffering so severely due to work-life imbalance, said Pyra on YouTube. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people. And then I said, how can she feel more safe in order to attract more of you? Money. And her money said, she needs to know every detail of her finances instead of looking away or ignoring it. She does that sometimes. She ignores her responsibilities and doesn't always keep track. Like a parent, she needs to gently observe the habits with spending and the habits with making a plan for financial excursions. Continue the money ritual and do it on a weekly basis. This will help her keep aware and on top of what finances she has, so tracking her money. This will also keep her intention off of what she wants. She needs to be more clear and concise about what she wants, and then it can be attracted for her. So with her, maybe not with everyone, guys, but with her, she needs to pay more attention to her money. and not just kind of like ignore it and be like, oh, I don't want to look at it because I'm afraid to even check and see what's in my bank account or whatever. Right. So she just kind of would ignore it. I said, is she already doing a money ritual on a weekly basis? And her higher self said, yes, but she only does it about once a month. She needs to do it weekly. She needs to be able to, at the drop of a hat, if someone asks her, how much money do you have? She can tell you, and she knows exactly how much. I feel really called out on this one. Yeah, I'm called out on this one. I don't know if anyone else is. I'm pretty called out on this one. I said, is that because that is being responsible with you, money? And her higher or money said, it's about the connection with me. When she knows about every penny, she can connect with me on a more grateful level and be grateful for every penny that is spent. Ooh, that's a good one, right? That's a good one. So money says, know how much of me is around and then be grateful. Oops, sorry guys, on TikTok. I lost you for a second. My battery, it was telling me my battery's going low. Let me turn hold on. There, you lost me for a second again. I had to turn my power save on. So money says, know how much of me is around so that you can be grateful for every penny of me and know where every penny is being spent. So that's a good one. That's a really good, lots of good money advice here, right? Okay, this is the big one I just did the other night, guys. So I don't know how much we're going to get through this one. I said, can we speak to the energy of money and ask why it takes so much effort for her to attract enough and retain it? And why she doesn't consistently have an overflowing abundance of you? Money said, there may be some beliefs that are holding back the flow, here's that word flow again, of money. She may have fear around the flow of money. She is waiting to be rescued. That is part of the dynamic she is struggling with. Whoa, okay, so let's get into this. We're going to talk about the rescue one in a minute. But I said, where did the fear around the flow of money come from? Is it her fear or someone else's fear? And how can she get over the fear around the flow of money? Money said when she was young, she knew that if she came into a lot of money, she would crash and burn. It was just a knowing she had. It was just a fact. But there is no need for that fear any longer. She's old enough now, because she was, I think, 60. She's old enough now that she would not be in danger of crashing and burning with the flow of money. So that was more like a childish fear. And her higher self actually said that probably would have happened. It was a very real possibility. So when she was younger, she didn't want to have a lot of money because it would have impeded her from going on her spiritual path. But now there's no danger of that. So I said, are you able to remove that fear, send it up to Creator's light, and replace it with Creator's definition of abundance? And tell us what that looks like. Her higher self said, yes, it's a big ball, a very dense ball with a kind of sickening dark green and yellow swirling around it. And I sent that to the light. And then now Creator's definition is coming down. It's warm, pink and yellow and filling her up. So that's what it looked like for her to receive Creator's definition of abundance. So I said, what are the beliefs about money that are holding her back? Her higher self said, well, one was the fear that she would crash and burn. One is that others will treat her differently if she has abundance. Others will want to use her, and that is very uncomfortable for her. So she just avoided it by not allowing the flow of abundance. Also, that people may change their opinions about her, regard her differently, and treat her differently if she has a flow of abundance. And that prospect is somewhat scary for her. I said, are there any other beliefs? And her higher self said, part of that second belief is also that some people may hate her for having an abundant flow. And she doesn't like that idea either. Whoa. So this woman had a lot of beliefs around money. And there's one more that comes up in just a little bit. I'll go ahead and tell you. Her higher self told us later, she also had a belief that money is dirty. And that is a belief that came from her ancestors. But it was in her DNA. And so then she had the belief in this lifetime also, because it was in her DNA, that money is dirty. So all these beliefs she had that are blocking her flow of financial abundance that she didn't even know about. Wow. Imagine how many beliefs you might have. It's not just one. It could be a combination like her of all these different beliefs. Some of them you decided on a soul level before you came here, I don't want to have a lot of abundance because I'll go on a completely different path than my soul wants me to go. So I'm not going to be wealthy. I'll have enough to survive, but not be wealthy. Because then I might get into arrogance and, materialism, and I won't go on a spiritual path or whatever. But then these other beliefs, like you have some that come from your ancestors, that money is dirty. So, wow, lots. So I said, what lessons has she learned by holding on to the beliefs that others will treat her differently or even hate her if she has abundance, and that others will use her? Her higher self said, as far as their opinions of her, it is to release her concern for what others think about her, because that is their journey. That is not her journey. That is part of her wanting to rescue people, because she wants to rescue people from their own feelings, and that is not her job. So, her wanting other people to not hate her because she's concerned about how other people will feel about her having abundance and being wealthy. But how other people feel about your life, how you live, is not our business. They're welcome to feel and think anything they want, because that tells about them and what's going on in them. It really, honestly, never has anything to do about the other person. It always is how the other person is feeling about themselves. So anytime we judge someone else for anything, whether it's, oh, they're rich and, they shouldn't have that, they don't deserve that, or whatever it is, they must be crooked because they're rich, right? Like that's a saying. They must be crooked because they're rich. That belief belongs to them. That belief does not belong to the person who has the money. It's not any of that person who has the money. It's not their concern how other people feel, right? Everyone's journey belongs to themselves. And if we judge anyone for anything, that's an us issue. Like if I judge someone else for something about their life, that's not a them issue. That's a me issue. There's something in me that I'm not dealing with, that I'm not addressing, that leads me to judge anyone else for anything, because it's not my journey. That's their journey. It's not my business to be judging anyone else's journey, whether it's money or anything else, right? Okay. I said, let me see. I'm going to flow down just a little bit here. I said, what would it take for her to be able to mind her own journey and not everyone else's? Her higher self said, she's closer to that now. It has been tough for her to learn, but she is much better at that now. Some of the ways she has handled that is to be more isolated, but while she is more isolated, she has time to figure things out. It is difficult for her to figure these things out when she is surrounded by others. So, Valor Mosa said, I joined the Boulder Psychic Institute because of you. Thank you. That place is awesome. Totally, isn't it? Boulder Psychic Institute is amazing. I love them. Their classes are amazing. You can learn all kinds of like really amazing spiritual concepts from them for sure. Again, it's called Boulder Psychic Institute, in case anybody just jumped on. They have inexpensive spiritual classes. But guys, on my website also at wokelightworker.com, I have some free classes out there if you guys haven't seen. I have a class called Create a Life You Want to Live in just 15 minutes a day. And then the other free class that I offer out there is called Overcoming Fear. In case you missed it, I think it was live the beginning of January 2024. It was a 2.5 hour webinar that I did on overcoming fear. And we actually got some work done in that class. And we looked at some fears that we have and learned how to kind of overcome them. And then there is an accompanying free, thank you, Maya, for the rose on TikTok. There is an accompanying free meditation that I have in my bio on TikTok and Instagram. And I believe it's also on my website that goes with the Overcoming Fear class, and it's peace and safety meditation. So the reason we get into fear, you guys, is because we don't feel safe. There's something in our environment, well, it's within us, but we feel like it's in our environment that's causing us to feel unsafe. And so this is a meditation that I did, that I wrote it and I recorded it to help you feel safe in your life, safe in your body, especially if you've experienced trauma in your life. It can be really, really difficult to feel safe being in your body. So go ahead and check out that free meditation. You can get it again in the link in my bio, Woke Lightworker, on Instagram, on TikTok, and it might be on my website, Woke Lightworker, but then check out the free classes I have too on my website. And then, of course, on my YouTube channel, don't forget to check out some actual recorded higher self hypnosis sessions that I have out there. They're so fun to listen to. Okay, so listen to this. I said, what would it take for her to mind her own journey? Wait, where is it? Mind her own journey and not everyone else's. Her higher self said she's getting closer to that. She isolated. Then I said, what would need to happen to pull the last hook out that would allow her to just focus on her journey? And her higher self said she has some hooks and cords with her sister. Ooh, okay. We didn't see this one coming. Okay. So I said, and she has those there to try to help her sister. Because normally when we have a cord attached to someone or we have a hook attached to someone, a psychic hook, it's to try to help them. Sometimes it can be to siphon energy off of them. But in her case, I knew it was to try to help her sister who struggles financially. And she said she has that hook there and that cord with her sister out of guilt to try to help her sister, but it's not healthy. Her sister, even though she is a kind soul, will siphon off of your client. And her sister doesn't realize she's siphoning. She may have inherited a little of her mother's narcissistic energy. Nothing close to the mother, but there's a little bit of that energy there. And I said, so is she willing to allow you to remove any hooks, barbs, or cords connecting her to her sister, and then place a protective shield around my client regarding her sister, like you did earlier in the session with her mother? Her mother is a terrible narcissist, okay? So we had to shield her, remove the cords connecting her to her mom, and then put this shield. Her higher self put an impenetrable shield around her so her mother could not reattach any cords. And I said, can we do the same for her sister? Her higher self said, yes, I'm removing some cords. Wait, hold on. Her higher self said, ooh, this one's a little bit harder for her. But if they are removed, I can assure her that she can still help her sister if she chooses to. It will just not be out of obligation or guilt. And that is a much healthier dynamic when she chooses to help her sister. Yes, she's now ready to allow me to remove these hooks, barbs, and cords. So then I said, Can you do that now and tell us what it looks like as you remove those hooks, barbs, and cords? Her higher self said, I'm removing some cords that are similar to the mother's cords. They have suction cups on them on her solar plexus. There are some hooks in her heart, a few hooks in her gut. I'm dislodging all of that now, and I'm gently removing the hooks. I'm taking them over to the sister and removing them from the sister also. I'm sending all of this to the light and replacing it with love and light. And now I'm erecting a shield, like a capsule. Okay, your client is feeling sad. The sister is feeling lost. And the feeling, yes, the feeling coming from the sister is of her being lost without these hooks and these cords connecting her to my client. Wow, right? So I said, is that my client's responsibility that her sister feels that way? And the answer was no, but your client is really struggling with this. And I said, what is causing my client to struggle about how someone else feels in their journey? And the answer was, when the two girls came into this life, they made some agreements that they would help each other get through that terrible childhood. But now they're through that. They're adults. So I said, is my client willing to let you mark all of those agreements complete, all of those commitments, all of those obligations made with her sister? Can we mark those complete? Because they're no longer children. And the answer was, your client feels sad that these are ending. I think that is the gist of it. Not that the sister will cease to live, because your client can still help her if she wants to, but it's an end of the dynamic. That agreement was set in place all those years ago. Their childhood ended 40 years ago. And by your client holding on, she was denying her sister the opportunity to grow. So yes, let's mark that whole dynamic and that whole agreement complete. The obligations have been filled and satisfied, and now it's finished. Wasn't that a lot? Oh my gosh, if you've been listening to all this, whew. Sorry, I locked up on TikTok again. My phone keeps telling me my battery's dying. That means I got to hurry up and get off my phone. So wow, right? She's got this whole dynamic going on. So guys, when you ask about money in a session, or if you, like I said, you go in the spirit realm and you imagine having a conversation with money, right? Just play it out. But what would it sound like? What would it look like if I could hear money talking to me? And just listen and trust. All kinds. You could be opening a big can of worms like we did in her session. It ended up being all this other stuff with regard to her sister and not wanting to get further along than her sister, not wanting to leave her sister behind, right? And then agreements she made. Oh, I don't want to have a lot of money because it'll deter me from my life mission and my life purpose. When you talk about anything, but we're just talking about money right now, there can be way more in the background that our conscious mind just doesn't even get. It just doesn't know how to go there and figure this out. So that's why when, like, my mission, my purpose is to help people to connect to and live as, if they want, to their higher self, and show people in their higher self hypnosis sessions how to get answers like this and to uncover this information. Because how in the world would you know this information? Like, you wouldn't. There's no way. You just wouldn't know this. And removing all these hooks and cords and barbs and just getting a higher perspective and getting real answers instead of spinning your wheels and going, why is the money not coming? Why is the money not coming? Why is the money not coming? I must have to work harder because that's what the matrix tells me. I'm not working hard enough, or I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of having more money. It's not for me. It's for everyone else, but it's not for me. When it has nothing to do with it not being for you. The higher self said earlier, it is all of our birthright to have money. Gave some advice and stuff earlier. If you missed the first part of this, guys, you can always watch the live replay on my YouTube channel, Woke Lightworker. You just go to the live tab and this will be up once it uploads in my live. You can watch it on my live channel, on my YouTube channel. But there's so much more that it could possibly be than just, oh, I guess I'm not worthy. It's just a worthiness issue. Everyone else can have money, but not me. It's not meant for me, right? It might not even be the fact that, oh, I grew up hearing my mom saying money doesn't grow on trees and you got to work hard and, or calling rich people names. And so then you feel like, oh, I don't want to be rich because they're bad people. So it could be any number of these things that we hold, or like this woman, it was like 5 or 6 different things that were blocking her flow of money. And just uncovering that by connecting to your higher self. Again, whether it's in a hypnosis session where you can get the answers like lickety split like this in a higher self hypnosis session. But if you learn how to hear from your higher self and connect to your higher self, if you guys go to my website, I have a free meditation. As soon as you log into wokelightworker.com, there is a pop-up box that comes up and it says, if you want Tracy's free meditation called Connecting to Your Higher Self, just put your name and email here. You are added to my email list, so you can be notified when I do lives and things like that. But you can get access to my free meditation, Meeting Your Higher Self. And then I have a class on my website, wokelightworker.com. It was a 4-week class that I taught. I think, Pyra, you were in that, I believe, called Connecting to Your Higher Self. It's teaching you how to be your higher self, how to live as your higher self. The higher self is you. Right? It's got a higher perspective without the drama and the trauma and all of that with it. And just have so much more peace and clarity and understanding why we do all these things, why we have these blocks, why we have these issues, why we get in our own way. That's why. The big why, we just get in our own way. That's why. But again, if you guys want to schedule a higher self hypnosis session, you can click the link in my bio if you're on Instagram or TikTok, or you can go to my website, wokelightworker.com, and click on hypnosis. And then if you click on hypnosis, there's a button that says schedule a free 15-minute consultation. I have to talk to you for 15 minutes before you can get on my calendar to make sure it's going to be a good fit for you. So we have to make sure of a few things, and then I schedule everyone personally myself. You can't just go on and put yourself on my calendar. And then again, if you guys want to be in my class this weekend, starting tomorrow evening, January 25, 2024, at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, Theta Healing, the first 3 hours of Theta Healing, I'm offering free. I had a few people already say they're going to be joining me. So I think I probably have about 10 spots left. If anyone wants to join me for the free class, you just have to buy the Kindle book for like $7.86 to participate. I'll tell you what book you need. You can join me if you think you might be interested in that. I'll send you all the information. You just email me at tracy@wokelightworker.com, or you can contact me through my website, wokelightworker.com, and go to the contact me and just say, hey, I want to be in your class, because you got to let me know right away, because the class is tomorrow evening, January 25th, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I need to know right away. Once the class starts, I can't let anybody in. You're not even allowed to miss like more than 15 minutes of class in order to do the Theta Healing classes. They take it pretty seriously. So anyway, I'm going to end my live, guys. I hope you got some really good pointers about maybe some ideas of where your money blocks might be and some things you can do to increase the flow of money in your life. If you missed any of this, thank you, Orbit Girl, for the shoes and the rose and a gummy bear. Thank you. And oh my gosh, a gingerbread. That's awesome. I never knew there was a gingerbread. I love it. You can go watch the live replay on my YouTube channel, you guys. So it's under the name Woke Lightworker, and click on the tab that says live, and you can watch it from the beginning. I answered lots of questions about hypnosis in the beginning. Took us a while to get talking about money, because under hypnosis, we talk to the energy of money and what's causing money to not flow in people's lives. So some really interesting stories. And again, if you want to know anything else or get in touch with me, you can go to my website, wokelightworker.com. And don't forget to go to my YouTube channel to watch some actual hypnosis sessions. They are fascinating. They're long, right? So be prepared. You might have to watch them in chunks, but they're fascinating hearing other people channel their higher selves under hypnosis. It's the coolest thing. So Disha said, I love how you talk. Oh, thank you. Terry Blake. Amen. Yeah, Terry. Hi. Pyra said, yep, worth it. Yeah. Yeah. So the higher self class on my website, wokelightworker.com, learning how to connect to your higher self, that class, guys, it will teach you a ton about how to connect to your higher self. It's really worth checking out on my website under courses. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for joining me, spending this Wednesday evening with you. This was amazing. And I hope you all have a great evening, and catch the replay if you missed any of this on my YouTube channel. Okay. Bye guys. Bye everyone.